But the two other things people brought up there, this tweet is resurfacing where my good friend Aviva Drescher said, they forced me to drink. There was a scene. We were getting our hair done. I asked for, water. We had to do shots. I said, please fill mine up with water. They said, we will not do it. They forced Aviva to drink. This is a tweet from like years ago when she was on the show. And Bethenny responded pro Bravo, like, girl, stop trashing the network. They don't force you to drink. So that's resurfacing. And people are saying, well, isn't there another person that had a reality TV contract in a show called, Bethenny Getting Married and Bethenny Ever After? His name was Jason Hoppy. Like, was Jason abused by you, Bethenny? Because she was the producer on that show, and he was. So these are very interesting things. Listen, I think two things get to be true. It's like when people say to me, like, aren't you the guy that wants the pictures with the housewives? Like, yeah, like 10 years ago. Like, what does that have to do with anything? The vice president of the company that started as the receptionist, like, we've all come really far. It's like, when they see like Brad Pitt, he was in the TV show Dallas in one scene. Like so we've all grown in our careers. I don't know. It doesn't really have any relevance to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We're going to get legal.
Okay, you can, to me, I find it, no, I guess you're right.
What if you find Bethenny disingenuous of like, she wants to be Norma Ray and get on a soapbox and just lead a crusade? Doesn't really care.
Yeah. I mean, I think because I think with Bethenny, look, I feel this way after listening to Carlos King's and our friend Carlos having Nene Leakes on. At the end of the day, these women, I'm like, again, why I could never be a reality star. They're just all about them. It's all about Nene. It's all about, and you listen to like Nene and Bethenny, what we say, they're like, oh, and I fought for other people. And I this, and I that. And it always comes back to all the wonderful things that they've done for everybody. And I just am like, you guys are so fucking narcissistic. Like, I just think for Bethenny, if she can be the Jimmy Hoffa of like reality, if she could be this big teamster, how great that she goes down to the history books. Now, that said, yeah, it could help generations and generations of reality people. I think that you're right. And I guess it's like everybody, right? That really makes a difference, from Bill Clinton to, these people have good points and bad points, I guess. So that's just what it is, right?
You know what it is, though?
That's like this moral, amazing person, I think.
No, I mean, listen, I agree with so many things that you just said. I tell you, I know all these housewives. They text me, they call me. You're like, can you put up with it? I don't know. When I tell people like, listen, do I have friends that true friends that are housewives, like Anna Kinkosis from Miami, Kim D. I mean, I could keep going. Like, yes, there are people that at least Slane and I, like, we don't talk about the show. You took a true, real friend. Then you have all these other people, and you're like, it's the same in real life. It's like David speaking, hi, it's so-and-so from this franchise. I. Do you want to get a drink? Not really. Not really. I'm exhausted. So that is just
the reality is they're calling you. Look, this is what bothers me, right? I love you. There's so many elements of you, right? And you're such a good person behind the scenes. But I think a lot of...
Tell these listeners louder, please.
Well, it's true. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that. But I think a lot of these housewives don't really love you, David Yontef, for you, or care about you being in hospice alone in 20 years and coming to, 40 years, whatever, to visit you. They're doing it because they want information from you about them, that like, it's all about them, or they're feeding you info, good, bad, that you'll put out there to make them look better, or for you to speak. That's what bothers me.
Totally. And it's like, and don't get me wrong.
Nene are so like that.
Totally. And don't get me wrong, I welcome that. Please, housewives, call me, because I mean, we have behind the velvet rope listeners here. Like, I mean, sure, call me. And yeah, everything is confidential, but I mean, I got some other, so it's like, my point is, thank God I know it, because look at all these other fucking sycophant Bravo podcasts. Oh my God, I'm friends with this one and that one. And they tread lightly and, I'm going to be nice to this one. They're not going to be on my deathbed. Thank you for saying 40 years. I think it's more like 20. I'll be in hospice on the deathbed. But thank you for saying I mean, I appreciate your correction to 40, but girl, I'm doing the math and I don't know if that ain't that true. But that's my point is like, I'm not upset with the housewives for calling me. I mean, it's exhausting, but it's like, it's a mutual, it's business. And I like you guys and let's do business. But these listeners would be there more than they would. But I mean, these other, oh my God. And we're going to ask her. And she asked me to take down the video. And now I'm taking down the interview I did because the housewife is mad at me. No, thank you. And I said it last week and someone said I went low. I'll say it again. Here are the knee pads. Get on your knees and suck my 10-incher. Okay. So for everyone offended by that, turn off the dial.
But I will say, look, I mean, I'm sure I'm that person too. I'm sure I'm a hypocrite. Everybody is a hypocrite, right? So just at some point in their lives, even my love, Oprah, I truly feel like Oprah is one of the few people, but Oprah is now like going to be one of the biggest distributors of Ozempic. So I have a conflict. Yes.
Hold that. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh God. Oh, Jesus. Okay. We got so much. Yeah, I know. I didn't know Oprah was in with, okay. I didn't know she was. Yeah. I mean, that's stupid.
That's my own judgment against Bethenny. I think if she can pull this off, and supposedly Nene and Bethenny have spoken, if they can unite, and I think they both have a very strong case, and I think what they're doing, these individuals they need some sort of protection. That's the thing about SAG-AFTRA. If you're an actor, you get a pension, you get health care, you get, and when you qualify for the health insurance, because you have to make $26,000 a year in SAG. But once you get it, the health insurance is phenomenal. You get all kinds of benefits. So these reality people don't even have access to that. And most of them are making over $26,000 a year. I mean, they would qualify for a lot of these things. So,
you know what? Listen, I think two things get to be true. Like, I think, you know what it is though? Like, here's the thing that I do truly believe about Bethenny. Like, I mean, first of all, if it's self-indulgent, who cares if it helps people? But I do believe, because even before this, the direction that Bethenny, I mean, she didn't want to talk about housewives, and now she has 17 different this podcast is 5 minutes a day, and I can't even keep up with re-rants and wives, and it's so confusing, actually. But I mean, here behind the velvet rope, we're 7 days a week. Tune in. There's no mystery. I think when you start a second podcast, your first one ain't doing well. But like, what was my point now that she has been before this going down the road on the TikToks of like, let me tell you how it really works behind the scenes. And so for her, I think this is like, I said this to someone the other day who said, are you and Sarah going to keep talking about the strike? I'm like, when I truly listen, I'm here to do a job. Unlike everyone else that's pretending, I care about money and I love money. Do I love this job? Yes. Am I great at it? Yes. I love money. So if I have to talk about Raquel Leviss getting fucked by Tom Sandoval for 6 weeks until the day